There is just so much we don't know. But when it comes to the subject of reality, did you know that several physicists claim there is about a 33% chance that we are actually a simulation? And they back this up. A scientist found in string theory itself, the mathematics that are involved in it, self-correcting block linear code, the exact same code that Yahoo and Google uses in its search engines for self-correcting errors. Mm-hmm. Now, why is the basic theory of our universe using self-correcting code in it?
You got me.
There you go.
I don't know. So the Matrix is real, or potentially 33% chance.
Right, and they think, and Max Tegmark, the one physicist, thinks that's going to rise as we find more evidence over time for it. Maybe he's right, maybe he's not. But if it is a simulation, then people can be altering it, tinkering with it, doing what they want to anywhere along the timeline of it. They don't have to just focus on the present. When you play a game, you can move it, advance in the game or go back in the game, and maybe they're doing the same thing. And when they do, it's causing glitches further down the line, and those glitches might be the Mandela effect.
Do you think people want to know that? I mean, do you think that the people, that just the average Joe living their life, they want those scientists to figure out that everything you've been doing, the entire existence that you think you've had, is just a simulation?
Right, and you're just a subroutine running in it.
That everything you think and feel isn't real?
No, I don't think they do want to know that. I think they absolutely don't want to know that.
Right.
I think they want to cling to their traditional religious principles or whatever that they have, which, by the way, have no more foundation, in fact, really, than most of these theories. Well, actually, these theories have more foundation, in fact. I have nothing against Christianity, for example. I was raised that way myself, but we don't have any actual proof that Christ lived. We don't have a birth certificate. According to the Bible, they did go to Bethlehem to be recorded for tax purposes by the Romans, but there's no Roman record that we've ever found that Christ was actually born.
True.
But we believe him to be born. But, belief is faith in that which cannot be proven. Science goes the other way. We try to find evidence to support what we're talking about, as with the Mandela effect.
Yeah, I just see, well, they wouldn't actually be able, if it's a simulation, they wouldn't really be able to end the simulation. It would continue to go, right? So
not necessarily.
Just mass despair if suddenly, somehow or another, the same guy who tells me that his quantum computer is talking to another quantum computer in a different universe, all by the way, everything you think you've known isn't really happening. We've discovered that over and over, though, haven't we really? And we've survived these discoveries. I mean, we were absolutely convinced the Earth was the center of the universe at one time. Galileo and Copernicus and Brahe proved to us it wasn't. We were absolutely convinced the Earth was flat one time, although that's kind of a misnomer. The average common person thought the world was flat, but the intellectuals and those who were learned at the time knew that it was round. I think we've gotten all the way back to that, right? We've gone 360 now. The common person thinks it's flat again.
Yeah, they do. But the Earth can't be flat, because if it was, cats would knock everything off of it.
If they can climb that 2,000 mile or a 200 mile, how big is that ice sheet in Antarctica? It's like 20 miles, 30 miles? It's like 2,000 feet, something like that, I think.
Yes, it's quite thick. It's really quite thick.
If they can get up there, they can knock it off the edge.
I go up in a plane all the time, and I can see the curvature of the Earth when I hit 32,000, 38,000 feet. And I asked a flat earther one time, I said, well, how do you explain that? Oh, they have trick windows. When you're on the ground, everything looks flat, but as you go up, they alter the view so that it looks round. I said, are you telling me that every plane, every helicopter, everything that flies around the Earth everywhere has trick windows in it? I said, doesn't that make your theory a little heavy? The principle of Occam's razor says if there's two competing theories that both could explain something, scientists say pick the simplest one. It's usually the correct one. So